Hi, this is Captain Paul with Fish Finder Guide Service. Today we're going to start out south of the JFK Causeway, right through here, just a little bit to the north of Pita Island. Right in this zone, there has been a lot of redfish. Back here a little bit, kind of between these islands, there's some little potholes right in here. You're going to be looking for those reds with popping cork and shrimp. You can also try cut bait, but it seems like the pop and cork and shrimp has been more effective. Out here a little bit further, you're going to come to a mud line where the water gets a little deeper, right in this zone here. Right through there, you're going to be throwing croakers and piggy perch, targeting speckled trout. I'm still using number 6 or number 7 kell hooks, free lining those. I have switched to a leader line just to give myself a little bit of shock absorbance, but some decent trout in there, especially with the limits going down, the size limits. You'll start catching some 16, 17-inch trout in there that we couldn't keep before that are really nice right now. All through here, just kind of pop around. If you care to do so, you can start back here and make drifts all the way to Humboldt Channel, which you can kind of see Humboldt Channel right in here. You can make drifts all the way to there, and you'll catch reds further back, and you'll catch trout the further you go towards the west. Remember that those trout are going to be a little on the small size using the shrimp and corks. That's why I recommend if you get in that off colored water using the croakers to catch a little better fish. Anyway, that's it for the north side of Pita Island. Okay, now we're going to be moving a little further south. We're going to move south to Pure Oil Channel. This is Pure Oil Channel right here. It runs from the intercoastal back to the King Ranch shoreline. We're going to be looking in this zone right in here. This would be the east and west drop, just past Pure Oil. I would say anywhere up to about a quarter-mile past. You are going to be careful in this area right here as there are a lot of rocks right there. So stay in the 4-foot water, throwing towards the shallow. What I'm doing in there is I am throwing croakers on number 7 hook off of this eastern drop side, and it seems to be producing a lot of keeper trout. Of course, keepers now are 15 inches, but there are some 16, 17, 18s mixed in there. Pretty nice trout, pretty fast action. Over here, past the rocks, getting a little closer to the shoreline, look for some bull redfish and some speckled trout, also using croakers. That area seems to be producing quite a few. It's kind of the same method we've talked about in the past, being out in front of all these little lakes. There's several little lakes that are in the back of the, I guess, up in King Ranch, so to speak. But instead of being right on the shoreline, we're going to be out here in this 3.5, 4 foot of water. You'll notice there's a bunch of drum lines that the commercial fishermen have in there. If you're around the drum lines, you're probably in the correct zone for finding some of those bull redfish. Next, we're going to move straight in, still south of the Pure Channel. We're moving east towards the intercoastal. We're going to be looking in this flat right in here, that area there. Right off the intercoastal, if you can get piggy perch right in this zone, there's some sand holes. And with the piggy perch, you're going to be targeting speckled trout and redfish both. They seem to really like them. The fish are coming up out of the intercoastal and feeding on this flat. And I'm pretty sure as soon as they get a meal, they're going straight back to the intercoastal. All around these little islands, you're going to be careful. There's a lot of piers and old pilings and stuff, but all around these little islands, the back sides of them, you should be able to find nice redfish on cut bait. In particular, I've been using shad around there. You can try sardines. If you can get a skipjack, that would even be better to throw cut skipjack behind those islands. It seems to be producing some really, really nice redfish right now, as well as out here kind of in the middle there's a gut. You'll see a nice sand gut. later in the afternoons, that sand gut is also producing some redfish. On that area, I've actually been catching the reds on live croakers since it is a little bit deeper. The 3.5 foot of water, 3 foot of water seems to be producing some nice reds. You also can try behind any of these islands right here off the intercoastal. Once again, be careful of all the pilings, old docks, piers, but I am actually throwing relatively close to some of the piers that are coming off of the cabins that are on those islands. And it seems like up around those piers, if you can find sand, some of the redfish are hanging, especially on the higher tide. Okay, we're going to move east one more time. This area right in here between this island and this island, right in there, it's a nice flat. The closer you are on this side, it's really shallow. But once you get in this area here, it's a good 2 and 3 foot flat. The tighter you are back to this island, you'll be picking up drums and redfish using popping corks and shrimp. But once you get a little closer to the intercoastal, you'll be picking up nice speckled trout and some oversized reds through there. I've been catching those on croakers, some on piggy perch if I can get them. I haven't really tried a lot of cut bait in this area. As I'm trout fishing, I will pick up some of those oversized reds. But that area right there also seems productive. So you have quite a few areas you can try that are very relatively close. Once you go a little south past Pure Oil Channel, and you haven't even made it to Bird Island Basin yet. You guys be mindful of each other, be courteous on the water, be safe, and have a great fishing trip.